What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. Well, a trade just went down. Rozier has been traded to the Miami Heat for Kyle Lowry in a 2027 lottery protected first round pick. So you guys already know what we're here to do. Today, we're going to go ahead and do a Rozier Miami Heat rebuild after this trade just happened. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like on this one and subscribe if you are new to this channel. As always, greatly appreciated. We are on the road to 50,000 subs, and we are talking everything trade deadline. Once a trade happens, I'm on it like peanut butter on jelly, man. I really am. I try to do my best to bring you guys the content as fast as possible because I love talking about these trades, man. Trade season is my favorite, and I'm sure it's your guys' favorite as well. But as I said, here's the trade. Now, Ish Smith, I don't think is actually part of the trade, but I have to throw him in here because 2K doesn't allow him not to be in it. So yeah, if you go ahead, I can't. Yeah, it doesn't allow it. So 576K off. So Ish Smith can go in there. So this pick is actually lottery protected in 2027 and then becomes unprotected in 2028 apparently. But 2K is not giving me the option to lottery protected. So no big deal. But Rozier headed to Miami. We don't even have to override the trade. So we can go ahead and turn that off. And a new trade has been done. So just like that, Miami get themselves a brand new point guard in Rozier, which I actually like this trade a lot. So let's take a look at it. I actually like this trade for both sides because Charlotte should be rebuilding anyway. Obviously, well, they're trying to get away from rebuilding for the most part, but I think Rozier was another piece they needed to move. They get a first round pick, possibly unprotected in 2028. Could be a really good pick in the future. We don't really know, obviously. 2028 is years away from now. But Rozier, Hero, Jimmy Butler, Caleb Martin, Bam Adebayo, Jaime Jaquez, Kevin Love, Duncan Robinson, and Josh Richardson. Very, very good team. Rozier definitely gives them another dynamic scoring guard that they definitely needed. Him and Hero should be able to get buckets. Jimmy Butler. It's not like a Drew Holiday or Damian Lillard by any means, but Rozier in his own right is having a really good season. So I think this is actually a really good trade, and they don't even have to give up too much. A lottery protected pick that becomes unprotected. So really, really solid trade. We're gonna go ahead and simulate to the end of year one without doing anything else. Miami, of course, may not be done making moves. Charlotte may not be done making moves. I don't know if we'll do the Hornets side of things because all they really got out of it was Kyle Lowry and a first round pick. I assume they may buy out Kyle Lowry. I definitely don't know that for a fact at the moment, but we'll go ahead, simulate to the end of the season. Of course, if there's any other details on this trade that I don't have in here, I'll update it as we get throughout the video, but let's just simulate to the end of year one, see what happens. This video is brought to you by Prize Picks. Prize Picks is a player props app that's available on mobile or desktop. The way Prize Picks works, there's all kinds of sports outside of just NBA, but the way it works is you choose between 2 to 6 players, 2 players being 3 times your entry, all the way up to 6 players being 25 times your entry. There's all kinds of stats to choose from. If you look at the NBA, you can go more or less on projection. Like I said, it's you. I guess the numbers, it's that simple. So if you think KCP is scoring more than 9.5 points tonight, click more on the projection. If you think Brunson's going under 20.5 points, click less on the projection. It's that simple. If you want to sign for Prize Picks, use code Crushables to match first deposit dollar for dollar up to $100. I've been using Prize Picks since 2021. Absolutely swear by it. And another app that I absolutely love as well right now, which I highly recommend downloading, is Dabble. Dabble is pretty much brand new, but I've had a lot of success on Dabble. And the beautiful thing about Dabble right now is you can sign up and they give you a free $25. Use code Crushables. They give you a free $25. No credit card information needed, no deposit needed. Free $25. Like I said, sign up for Dabble in the App Store. Use code Crushables. Like I said, they give you $25 absolutely for free just for signing up. And another cool thing about the app is it'll automatically have you follow me, which of course when you use my code, and you can literally look at what I'm playing, and all you do with one click of button, click copy the play if that's what you would like to do. So highly recommend Dabble as well. And then of course the way I use Prize Picks and Dabble is I use DGF's correlation and optimizer tool. The optimizer tool basically compares discrepancies across sports books. So for example, on this one, Adam Henry, know nothing about him. Shots on goal in hockey. Every single sports book has it at 2.5, while Prize Picks has it on 2. And then my other favorite tool is DGF's correlation tool, which both links to these tools are both down in the description below, by the way. So it's Prize Picks. But the way correlation works, they have it in hockey, CSGO, NFL. But basically, it gives you a slip. You put it in. You don't even have to think about it. So, for instance, the Chiefs and Ravens game, if Lamar is throwing for a lot of completions, then more than likely Odell Beckham, Rashad Bateman are going over the receiving yards. Same thing with Mahomes throwing 2 touchdowns. Watson, MVS might go over their yards as well. So if you want to sign up for any of this, both links down in the description below. But let's get back to the rebuild. So at the end of year 1, Luka wins MVP, Victor Wembanyama Rookie of the Year, 6th man goes to Russell Westbrook, Victor Wembanyama Defensive Player of the Year. Definitely was not playing Defensive Player of the Year last night. I didn't actually watch the game, so I don't know if Embiid was scoring all of his buckets on Wembanyama or not, but man, Embiid went off, as we know. Most Improved goes to Kobe White, and Shea is your Clutch Player of the Year. So you got Luka, Jokic, Giannis Embiid, Thad Young. I can't imagine, well, do we get like a Bam or a Jimmy Butler appearance? I don't see them. Offensive first team and offensive second team. But we do end up as the 4th seed in the East, and we get the Milwaukee Bucks in round 1. So here are your player stats. You had 22 from Jimmy, 21 from Rozier, 20 from Hero, 19 from Bam, and then 13 from Jaime Jaquez, 12 from Duncan Robinson, and 9 from Kevin Love, 8 from Caleb Martin. So Milwaukee in round 1. 2 teams that have obviously played each other quite a bit of times. Obviously, Dame was supposed to be headed to Miami. We all know what happened there. No need to talk about it any further. There's still a lot of beef between Blazers and Heat fans on Twitter. I try to stay out of it. But let's go ahead. Somebody current round against Milwaukee, and we are going to get swept. Not a great start. Not a great start. So that really sucks. But we'll get to work in the offseason and see what we can do to upgrade this roster. So Milwaukee, they almost get to the finals. But of course, it's the Atlanta Hawks of all teams. And they go to win the championship. Go figure. The Hawks, one of the worst team, or not one of the worst teams, but like teams in one of the worst spots right now. Yeah, they just go randomly win the championship. Shout out to the Hawks, I guess. All right, retirements. LeBron James probably not going to retire, so I'll ride that one time. All right, so draft lottery. I don't believe we have our pick this offseason. I'm pretty sure it's headed to Oklahoma City, if I'm not mistaken. So Grizzlies get 1, and then our pick. Maybe we have our pick. I'm actually not 100% sure. Right now, I don't actually see it. So we get 20. We get pick 20. Well, we get to draft someone. Obviously, Miami should go with Jaime Jaquez, so maybe we can do that similar thing again with a draft pick here. So let's go ahead, fill out the rest of this coaching staff, and then I will see you guys on draft night with who we take at pick 20, because more than likely, I'll just draft somebody. No need to, rush some kind of trade at the moment. All right, so let's go ahead and get to pick number 20 and see who's on the board. So you have Ruben Pressey, you have Scotty Middleton, Trey Alexander, Bobby Klippman. I think I'm going to go ahead and take Ruben Pressey here. I think that's actually a steal at this point. 6'10 big man. May not be able to play next year, but once we send him to the G League, I'm pretty sure I had him a couple of videos ago. Absolute beast once he came out of the G League, so we could probably do that with him. We have Caleb Martin declining, Richardson declining, Nikola Jovic will accept, and we'll accept Drew Smith. Of course, was pretty good for Miami until he stepped in that hole on, I believe it was the Cavaliers court. Haywood Highsmith, and then RJ Hampton, free agents as well. All right, free agency. We have Caleb Martin, who I think is a must re-sign in my opinion, so I'm going to go ahead and offer him an extension, so we'll get him back, which is great. So that's a good first step. Haywood Highsmith, definitely somebody I might want back as well. After that, though, we have like little to no money to work with. So Rozier, Drew Smith, we have Duncan Robinson, Hero. We have Jaime Jaquez, Jimmy Butler, Caleb Martin, Nikola Jovic, and then we have Orlando Robinson and Ruben Pressey. I don't know if I can really be confident in either of these guys being ready to be our backup 5 next year, so I definitely think we could get a backup 5 off the market. Jovic, I mean, he's 75, might go up in overall, so I think he could be our backup 4. Jaime Jaquez, of course, would be our backup 3. Robinson's contract definitely becomes interesting to maybe make another move at the deadline with it, so I'll definitely maybe potentially do that. But right now, I think I want to prioritize getting another big at this point. So if that's like Mo Bamba for a year, I think that's okay. So I'm going to go Mo Bamba for a season. Not really somebody I want to be committed to long term. And then I also wouldn't mind getting Haywood Highsmith back as well. So I'm going to give him like a 3-year deal, pretty cheap contract just to keep him around. So Haywood Highsmith. And then we could get Josh Richardson back as well. I'll give him a minimum to come back. So that will be our offseason. Nothing too advanced here. I think we're going to wait till the deadline to make our moves. So that's probably where we're at this point. Cole Swider, Jamal Cain, RJ Hampton all back. Jimmy's down in overall. Bam Adebayo's down. Rozier is down. And then Doug Robinson's down. Jovic is up to 77, which is a great sign, though, which is awesome. Caleb Martin. But I think at the deadline, we can probably look to get a really good bench piece. We'll figure it out. I don't know if what I have set in mind at this point. I think this team is solid enough to be an above average playoff team. Maybe a top contender. But I think with another move, that would solidify our status as a contender. So let's go ahead and load this 2025 draft class. Of course, the ultimate goal is to get Jimmy Butler a championship before this video is all said and done. We do have to cut a couple players. So fortunately, Cole Swider and Jamal Cain are going to have to go. All right, get in next season. Pelicans going to land 7th overall, so they're pretty high on us. And then one player that's always really good in 2K is Tyler freaking Hero. He is absolutely amazing in 2K. So I'm pretty confident in him. I guess the one position you could obviously look to easily upgrade is the power forward spot. We definitely need to upgrade there. Caleb Martin, as much as I like him, I think I'd prefer him in a bench role. Jovic, of course, is playing that bench role right now, and then Mo Bamba is being our backup 5. But one thing I will do is I'm going to send Ruben down to the G League. And I'll see you guys at the deadline, more than likely to make some type of move. Probably for a new power forward, but let's just see how the team is doing, and we'll feel it out from there. So really disappointed with the result at the deadline. We're fighting for a play-in spot at the moment. 23 and 29, just a very disappointing season so far. You have 23 from Hero, 19 from Rozier, 18 from Jimmy, and then 16 from Bam, 12 from Jaime Jaquez, 5 from Jovic, and then 8.5 from Robinson, 8 from Martin, and then 5 from Obama. So obviously, we're looking to make some upgrades here. Not happy with the results we've gotten so far. I do not want to be a play-in team with this team. So how are we going to upgrade the roster, you ask? Well, let's take a look. So let's start with a potential trade with Duncan Robinson. Say we include a first-round pick, Brook Lopez, Nikola Vucevic, and get a first-round pick back. Norman Powell, Clint Capella, interesting. We got Tobias Harris. I guess if the Hawks just wanted a first-round pick for Capella, definitely wouldn't mind doing that. He'd be a bench center at this point. But I don't really know if I want to commit to a bench center. At this point, we need a power forward. Now, Dorian Finney-Smith becomes interesting. We do get Daron Sharp, who could help us out for the rest of the year as well. This trade, to me, looks exactly like a trade that would be worth our while. Now, I do believe, though, Brooklyn would require another or a better young player than Drew Smith. But this is the kind of trade that I'm looking for. We get Dorian Finney-Smith, who would immediately be our starting power forward, be a huge upgrade there. And then Daron Sharp would be our backup 5 for the rest of the year. It'd be a huge upgrade again. So instead of, let's say we threw in, I mean, maybe they're high on Orlando Robinson, or I wouldn't hate throwing in Jovic here. It would suck, but we do have Caleb Martin in that role anyway. Unless they want Caleb Martin instead of build around Mikal. Jovic can be in this trade. I think that would make the trade more fair if Jovic was involved. As much as I hate to do it, getting Finney-Smith and Sharp would be just a massive upgrade for what we need right now. And I think this would help our roster immensely. So we're going to go ahead and do it. Nikola Jovic, thank you for your services, but getting an upgrade that power forward spot, which was desperately needed. Now, funny enough, they don't even want to start him, which we're going to go ahead and start him. But Dorian Finney-Smith would absolutely be perfect. Kind of the power forward, if you're in Miami, that you'd be looking for. So now Finney-Smith becomes our power forward. Jaime Jaquez, Caleb Martin, Daron Sharp becomes our backup 5. And then we can honestly just shrink this down to an 8-man rotation. Literally. We don't even need to go ahead and start or have Mo Bamba in the rotation anymore. And then Daron Sharp can be here for like a year or so. And then that role could be given to Ruben Pressey next year back from the G League. So that was our massive upgrade. I think Dorian Finney-Smith is exactly what we needed. Hopefully 2K agrees with that. We'll see what happens though. 6 games under 500 at the moment. Hoping to go on a run here to finish the season strong. So Trae Young wins MVP. Castle is a Rookie of the Year. Cameron Thomas wins 6-man. Wembanyama once again Defensive Player. Wiser most improved. And Trae Young Clutch Player of the Year. The Hawks are really good in the simulation at the moment. So the Hawks are back. The 2K Hawks are back. But I'll be a first team. I'll be a second. I'll be a third. So no Miami Heat representatives, which sucks, but it's all good. And nothing there as well. Do we get, well, I guess Ruben Pressey didn't play for us. But 9-day difference, guys. 9-day difference. We went on a huge run to end the season. Once we got a new, better backup 5 and Dorian Finney-Smith, made a massive difference. It really did. So 23 from Hero, 19.5 from Jimmy, 19 from Rozier, 16 from Bam, and then 14 from Jaime Jaquez, 8 from Caleb Martin, 7 from Daron Sharp with 7 rebounds and a block. Just made, like I said, all the difference in the world to have him. Dorian Finney-Smith with 7. So we get the Knicks in round 1. Obviously, these two teams played each other in real life last year. We all know how that went. Miami got the best of them. The Knicks have since upgraded with OG Anunoby. So hopefully we can still take care of them. Somebody current round. And we are going to be up 3-2 on them. And we are going to beat them in 6. So tough series, but we do end up beating them. And now we get Indiana, who actually upsets Atlanta after winning 60 games. Which is the kind of stuff that happens to me all the time, by the way. But of course, as we know, the Pacers have Siakam now. Kobe Walter, Mathurin, Miles Turner, Aaron Nesmith. Pretty solid squad in Indiana. Obviously would love nothing further than to beat them here. And we are going to be down 3-2 to them. So we got to win 2 games in a row in order for this to work out in our favor. So hopefully we can do that. Starting with winning in Indiana and then bringing them back to Miami if possible. But it's going to be a close game down the stretch. They have the 10-point lead on us. It looks like Indiana might eliminate us. So Indiana's going to take that next step to a championship potentially if they could beat the 76ers. They cannot do it though. The Pelicans and the 76ers. Pelicans going to win the championship. So unfortunately for us, we get to round 2, which was a massive improvement from last year. But we fall short of our goal still, which sucks. But let's get to work. Oklahoma City is going to only get better by having the #1 overall pick via the Utah Jazz. So that's a team we're going to worry about, obviously, towards the near future. But, of course, one player we're getting back is going to be Ruben Pressey. And depending on Ruben Pressey's three-point shot, we might be able to get away with playing him at the 4. And then we can do some creative things with our bench. So, can I find a wing whisperer? There we go. I was about to say, is there one available? We got him. All right. Let's go to draft night. We might have our pick here, or did I trade it? I can't remember. We have no picks. Okay. Player options. Let's see what we got here. We got Jimmy Butler declining, Dorian Finney-Smith accepting. So Jimmy Butler, I think Jimmy Butler in the past has said things about potentially retiring at 35. So I definitely think if you were to get Jimmy Butler back, which we have quite a bit of free agents to worry about here, I can't imagine he signs like a long-term deal. I think giving him like a 2 or 3 year deal is probably the longest he would sign. So that gives us a 2-year window with Jimmy Butler to try to get him a ring in Miami. So we have his #1 best interest. We're going to get him back, which is perfect. So we get Jimmy Butler back. All right. I do believe I want to sign Daron Sharp as well. I'm bringing him back. If nothing else, he's a contract that we can move. So Daron Sharp. But the rest of these guys, I don't know if I'm too worried about bringing them back. We'll see. We definitely need someone in the backcourt. We have some forwards and we have some centers now. And Ruben Pressey's shot tendency, or three-point shot, is a B. So we actually might be able to get away with playing him at the 4. And then we might be able to slide things down. So let's say we did this. I know if I move Caleb Martin to the 3, actually goes up. He goes up to an 80. Jaime Jaquez, he's going to go down 2, which sucks, but I'm going to move him to the 2. He's going to be our backup shooting guard. And then we'll have Martin be the backup 3. Finney-Smith, or actually what we'll do is we'll move Ruben Pressey to the 4, and then that will slide things all the way down. So I think that's what we'll do going into this season, and then we can sign a backup point guard if need be, like Jose Alvarado, for instance. So something like that, and that should be perfect. So let's go to player progression and see what that looks like now, and see if we get better by doing all of that. Orlando Robinson's back. Jimmy Butler is down. Ruben Pressey is up to a 77. Might even start over Dorian Finney-Smith. Daron's up, Caleb Martin's up, and Jaime Jaquez, even moving him to the 2, is up to an 85. Man, this guy progresses like insanely good. I did not expect that. Goes up to an 86 at small forward. Man, 2K loves Jaime Jaquez, which he's been good. So I guess I can't be like too surprised, but they definitely did not see that kind of progression coming from him, which is cool to see though. But let's get straight to this offseason. Or not offseason, this next season, and let's see what this rotation is about to look like. And hopefully this is the year we can bring home a championship. I think this is probably the best we've had, of course. With Ruben Pressey coming out of the G League, he's going to be a huge addition to this team. And this is what it's going to look like. So you're going to have Rozier, Hero, Jimmy Butler, Dorian Finney-Smith, Bam Adebayo, Jaime Jaquez, Caleb Martin, Daron Sharp, and then Jose Alvarado, which I'm actually going to go ahead and go to a 9-man rotation. And we are going to play Ruben Pressey at those last few minutes over Alvarado. So I will see you guys at the end of this season. No plans to stop at the deadline. Hopefully there's no need to, and hopefully we're just a top team in the East, absolutely dominant, and maybe even the first seed in the East. I'd love that. I'd love to see that. So at the end of this season, we actually get Coach of the Year with Eric Spoelstra. Obviously, none of this matters if we can't bring home this championship. Once again, no All-NBA representatives. We kind of have a team that's obviously scoring across the board, so I guess I can't be too surprised. But first seed in the East this year. So obviously, I would love nothing more than to get this team this championship this year. No one is averaging over 20 because it's just a collective effort. Even Jaime Jaquez is up there averaging 18 points per game. So hopefully this is the year, man. We have Atlanta in round 1. They've been intimidating, but they get bounced by Indiana last year. Hopefully they don't do that to me. Let's see what happens. Somebody current round, and we are going to sweep them. So that's a great start. Now we get Detroit. So, wow, Oklahoma City got beat by San Antonio. Wow, so we don't have to deal with them if we make it to the finals. But Detroit has Franz Wagner and Jason Tatum. What on earth is this? Isaiah Collier, Ivy, Franz Wagner, Tatum. I know the Pistons have cap space, but I didn't know they'd do that with their cap space. They had to have signed one of these guys for cheap, right? 44 million and 27 million. Okay. Here goes nothing. Somebody come around against Detroit. We're going to beat them in 6. I thought they were about to come back on us, but we beat them. Okay. And now get Philadelphia, who have Maxey, Melton, Ace Bailey, Jalen Johnson, and Embiid. Kevin Porter Jr., which there's actually some tweets about him right now. I haven't really read them, to be honest with you. But Clay's on Philadelphia now as well, and Drummond. Okay. Obviously, Jimmy Butler, Joel Embiid, pretty close friends, but we got to dethrone, or we got to beat him here. Somebody come around, and we are going to be in an even series. Let's go to Simcast for the rest of this. They actually want to give these minutes to Alvarado, which I kind of hate. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna keep Ruben Presti in there. I might be bugging by ignoring 2K, but I think Ruben Presti would be the better player to play in this scenario. So let's see if I'm correct. And I could be wrong, as we might lose this pivotal game 5, which we definitely needed. All right, do I listen to 2K suggestion? I think I have to. We get absolutely obliterated there. All right, we'll fix whatever 2K suggests, and let's go to this game 6 to see if we can force a game 7. So it is in Miami. We got to win this to keep our playoff hopes alive. And we are, I guess, our championship hopes, rather. We had the lead for a second. They take it. Now we're down, or no, we're up, and we do force a game 7. All right. Game 7, Jaime Jaquez with the leading score in that game 6. Who would have thought? All right, game 7 in Miami. I think this is our best chance. We got to take care of business while we're here. So let's make sure we win this series, hopefully. They have the lead right now, but we could take it at any point, which we do. Can we run with it? Back and forth. We're down 5. All right, get back in the game, please. And we're not going to. We're going to lose to Philadelphia. All right, we're going to run it back one last final season. We got one more year of Jimmy Butler. 76ers going to the championship. So I guess we lost to the team that went on to win the championship, but ultimately we got one more year to get this done. So, I actually should have made sure that Jimmy didn't retire on us, because that's definitely possible. If he did, and I'm screwed. No, he didn't. Okay, thankfully he didn't. So one last final season with this. Staff signing, Eric Spoelstra. This is all looking good, other than I guess we need a big man coach and a shot doctor. But other than that, I don't know if there's going to be too much else we can do, because I think this team is pretty much ready. Ruben Presti could be a starting 4 next year if need be. We just simply have to make sure we get everybody back, of course. So player options, we're going to accept those. Qualifying offers, Orlando Robinson, nobody to worry about there. For any big free agents, we got Rozier, of course. We're going to re-sign him, and we will also re-sign Finney Smith. So we're signing both of them. We're running back one final season, and we'll see if this is the year we get it done. So another year of Eric Spoelstra winning Coach of the Year, but ultimate goal, win that championship. So let's go ahead and see if we can do just that. Final season here, no matter what happens. 21 from Hero, 20.5 from Jaime Jaquez, 18 from Butler, 17 from Rozier, 15, and then 10 and 6 from Ruben Presti. So here we go. Cleveland in round 1, one of those teams that give you some problems at times. They do have Evan Mobley, Jarrett Allen still. They have Sadiq Bey. They don't have Donovan Mitchell anymore, so hopefully that works in our favor. Somebody come around against Cleveland, and we are going to beat them in 6. I honestly thought there was a chance we were about to get eliminated in round 1 there. But now we get the Pacers have Halliburton, Nembhard, Mathurin, Juris Walker, Isaiah Jackson, Siakam. This team eliminated us in the very first season. Hopefully we can return the favor, and we are going to get eliminated in 7 games. So unfortunately, we could not win a championship with Rozier. We couldn't even get to the... Did we get to the East Conference Finals? Yeah, we did. Last year we did. But that was our ceiling. So really unfortunate. Pistons, Timberwolves, and the Pistons going to win the championship. So regardless, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Still a fun one nonetheless. We will be back tomorrow. Do you guys want to see me do the Hornets side of things? Like, all they got was a first. Sounds like they're not going to buy out Kyle Lowry. They're going to try to trade him. I don't know what they're going to get for him, or if they would just use his salary. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But I hope you guys enjoyed. See y'all in the next one. This is Crushables. I'm saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.